Hello and welcome to our second video for this arts attack lesson, the Marc Chagall artist appreciation lesson. These are the materials you're going to need. If you have your warm-up paper handy, keep that to the side. You're going to need crayons, watercolor set. I like to use a big brush for what we're going to do, but if you have a smaller brush, that will work fine as well. You're going to need a little cup of water, just a tiny bit of water. In case we spill, we don't want our water glass full to the rim. We want to make sure there's just a tiny bit of water. You need a paper towel or a napkin or some type of a tissue. And you are also going to need your work in progress right now that we're working on. We designed our composition in a Marc Chagall-like fashion. We used our drawing aid last time in order to create what we have in front of us now. So press the pause button, go get these materials, come back, press play, and join us again. Sammy's here with us. His workstation's ready to go. Hi, Sam.
Hi.
Awesome. So Sam, did you want to remind everybody how we keep a positive mindset while we're doing art?
Always try your best. If you get frustrated, take a deep breath, count to 10, take a deep breath, and try it again.
Slow down.
Everyone's art will turn out differently. Your artwork is uniquely yours. Art is not, it's not perfect.
It's not perfect. We're not expecting perfection. We're just trying for fun. We're trying our best. If we get frustrated, we're going to take a break, come back, and we realize that all of our art is going to turn out differently. It's uniquely ours. And just keep in mind that art is not perfect. We're not going for perfection. We're going for fun and our best effort. So you know what materials to get. Go get those. Come on back. I am going to show you, if you're back with me now, if you paused it, went and got everything, if you're back with me now, that means you're ready to go. So I am going to show you again some of Marc Chagall's work from when he was an artist, okay? He is no longer alive. But his art is very famous and celebrated today. So
His art is alive.
His art is alive, yes. We talked about using our imagination too when we were doing the first lesson, right? Okay, so I want you to look while I'm going through these images. I would like you to look at the use of color. The bright, vibrant color that he uses and the contrasting color that he uses throughout, okay?
It looks really scrambled.
What do you mean by that?
It's all over the place.
It's all over the place? Okay. So here, this is one of his famous ones, I in the Village. Here is the green violinist, and I think his uncle was could have been the inspiration for this. Look at the bright, vibrant purple and the bright colors in the face and then the violin, and then behind is a little bit more of a dreary scene. Bright, vibrant colors again. It has a watercolor effect to it. Okay, this is Vase of Flowers. This is The Birthday.
Don't we already go through this?
We did. I just said I was going to go through again because I wanted everyone to really look at colors. This is called Three Candles. This is called Peasant Life. Look at the bright, vibrant colors. This is called Midsummer Night's Dream.
A peasant's technically like a king's follower.
A king's follower. I guess you could look at a peasant being that way, yeah. Midsummer Night's Dream. Okay, and then these were our drawing aids. So, if you need to rewind the video right now and look back again at the colors, the use of color, go for it. If you're ready to go, we are going to start the second and final video to complete this art lesson, okay? So I want you to get your work out, the work that you've colored. Some of you may have everything colored as I instructed in the last video. Some of you may need to do a little more coloring. So what I want to do is I want to show you some coloring techniques on the last thing I need to color here. And then we're going to use watercolor to go over it entirely. So this is going to be a very short end of lesson, okay? So if you look at my work here, if you look at Sammy's work there, we tried really hard to use a lot of bright, vibrant colors. We tried to use a technique that is called crayon resist, where we press really hard with our crayon in certain areas. So Sammy, with his outlining of his different objects around his composition, you can tell that he pressed hard, and he then inside he colored a little bit lighter. So we're going to do a combination of the crayon resist like we talked about last video, and just simply coloring it in without pressing really hard. So we're going to do a combination of that, and then I'm going to have you look around and see if you need to maybe outline anything. Okay, so if you're with me now, if you've colored everything, then just kind of hang out until I finish coloring this. If you haven't colored everything, color one area of your composition with me. So I'm going to show you the crayon resist technique. So I'm picking green right now, and I am going to press really hard, but not too hard that I break the crayon. I'm going to press really hard down so that I have a very solid lines to outline this triangle, okay? So, and then I'm going to show you how I can also color in with a shading technique. So it's the same crayon, it's the same color, and I can get a lighter effect by just simply shading in gently within my boundary that I just did with the crayon resist, okay? So that's one technique where I use both. Now I'm going to pick another color, and I'm going to do this circle above, okay? And I'm just going to do all crayon resist. So I'm going to press really hard, but not too hard to break the crayon, and I'm just going to color in right here, okay? So I did a really dark purple here, and here you can see is a light shaded in purple. All right, now I'm going to do just shading of this color for my windows. So I'm just going to do a gentle shading of orange here and here. Okay, and then you can do any combination of those three. So finish up whatever needs to be colored on your drawing, and then we're going to get to the last piece, which is using watercolor to go over our crayon and to watercolor the white part of what's left of our composition. All right, what should I do? Maybe this bright orange here. If you're just hanging out, like Sammy's doing a Rubik's Cube right now.
Gear ball.
Oh, he's doing the gear ball. You can just kind of hang out and maybe read a book right now, look at a comic, draw on another piece of paper while you're waiting for me and the rest of your friends to finish up the coloring part, and then we're gonna jump in to the last thing. Okay. I can even do like a crayon resist in one color and then a shading in with a different color. What's that, Sam?
Now I'm doing the Pyramix.
You're gonna do the Pyramix, okay. Okay, so there we go. And I'm just gonna finish up here. Doing some crayon resist and some shading. And then the very last thing we're going to do is we're going to look over our entire composition, and we're going to see if we missed anything that we needed to color. We're also going to look over our entire composition, and we're going to see if there is anything we should outline, like maybe in black with a black crayon, or maybe a different color crayon to get rid of any pencil lines you see. Okay?
I'm going to go switch it.
Okay, so last thing, like I just said, I want you to look over your entire composition, and I want you to see if there's anywhere that needs, if you see any pencil marks showing, like my hat right here has some pencil marks. You can see it on the contour of the hat. I'd like you to either grab a black or a gray or any color really. I did purple here, I did pink here as my outline. You can grab any color and outline anything that is left that needs to be bold and stand out. Okay, so I just did my hat here. Okay, so look it over. Maybe have the adult in your house, look it over and say, hey, is there anything that you see that could be outlined or anything I didn't color that I missed with my own eyes, because sometimes that happens. You're looking at something for so long and you're working on something for so long, you miss things. Whereas if somebody with fresh eyes comes and look, they're like, oh, you forgot to color in the ears right here. Okay? All right. So go ahead and press the pause button if you still need to do any more coloring or any more tracing to make everything pop and have it be bold, have it the way you want to have it. Make sure you leave the background white, and now we're going to add the watercolor. Okay, so press the pause button if you need to finish the coloring. Press the play button, come on back when you're ready to join us for the watercolor part. Okay? All right, Sam, I think we're good. You can.
I'm almost done solving this.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to get the watercolor out. Open it up. Oh, one last thing. If there was anything else you wanted to draw on your composition, now would be the time to draw and color it before we get to the watercolor. Because once we start watercoloring, we can't add any more to it, okay? It just gets too messy and paper tears when you try to draw or color over watercolor, okay? Especially when it's wet. So grab your watercolor, and we're gonna pick 3 vibrant colors. Okay, you might have this watercolor set, you might have a different one. You received one with your school handout. I don't know if it was November or October, but you received a watercolor from your teacher at a material handout. So go and find that, come on back, and you got your water. So dip your brush in water. Like I said, I like to use a thick brush. If you don't have a thick brush and you have the brush from inside the watercolor, use that. It works just as well. Okay, pick one color. You're gonna pick 3. So right now, pick the 3 colors in your head. I'm gonna show you Joey's again from last time. So he picked these 3 colors. Let me do this.
That's
okay.
3? I only see 2.
Well, this one was a lighter shade, and then a darker shade of it, and then a totally different color. So he picked 3 different colors, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just use different colors. I wouldn't go more than 3 because it can get a little messy. So pick 3 colors. You can either go 3 going up this way, 1, 2, 3. You can go 3 going sideways, 1, 2, 3. You can go horizontally, 1, 2, 3. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna go horizontally, 1, 2, 3. Be creative, but let's just use 3 so it doesn't get too messy. So I'm gonna pick first, and I think I'm gonna do orange. I'm gonna do a bright, vibrant color here, orange. And I'm gonna get it nice and wet. And I'm just going to do strokes across, and I'm going to go over my coloring. And remember, you guys remember that I use smaller paper so that you see my entire piece. You have a paper that is twice as big as mine, okay? So it's gonna take you twice as much watercolor and most likely twice as much time, okay? So I'm gonna just do orange. I'm gonna go about 1/3 of the way. Remember, this is your creativity. You're going to do your watercolor how you'd like. The orientation you'd like, from top, middle, and I mean bottom, middle, top, side, left, middle, right, to a diagonal way right here. You decide, okay? Once you've got about 1/3 of your paper watercolored, then go ahead and rinse out your paintbrush and pick a second color. So we're gonna rinse it out. We're gonna be gentle with our brush. We're always respectful with our materials. Use your paper towel to dry it off, get the excess color off, and then go ahead and pick your next vibrant color. I think I'm going to do blue. What are you gonna do, Sam? Sam just did blue.
Line.
Oh wait, before, look, you have a little bit of white there. Get all the way.
I just did cyan, now I'm gonna do line, and then I'm gonna do blue.
Okay, that sounds beautiful. So I'm gonna do blue. Make sure you get it all the way to the edge of your paper. I was just telling Sam, oh, you gotta get over to the edge. And look, I'm going over this animal right here, and that crayon resist technique that I was telling you, it makes the watercolor dribble over the crayon. Okay, and it's gonna dry that way. Go all the way across. Well, I'm going across. Sammy's really getting down to business. He stood up. Beautiful, Sam. I like that color. Okay. So, just talking about it, we are going to be wrapping up the lesson here soon. We're going to make sure that we have our name on the back? We do, right?
Yeah.
I really talked about that last video, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I've gotten a lot of returned artwork without names on the back, and I'm like, I don't know whose portfolio to put it in. Okay, so, and that's speaking for Maestra Mart's class. Okay, I've done about a third of my page this way, and now I'm gonna pick another vibrant color. So I'm staying away from like black, brown, gray. Okay, I'm getting the excess color off my brush, and I'm gonna pick another color. Let's see, I think I might do, what do you think about green, Sam? Should I do green? Should I do yellow? What do you think?
Whatever you want.
Okay. You know, I'm looking at yours, and you're about halfway. You probably could do 2 more colors. You could probably do 4 colors. You want to do 3? Oh, okay. I'm just going to show them where you are, okay? So here's where I am. Here's where Sammy is. There's Sammy. So he has done 2 colors, and then he's going to pick a third, okay? All right. Beautiful, Sam. Beautiful. Are you doing the same color? Is that the same color or a different color?
This is blue. It's a darker shade.
Oh, it's a different shade. Okay, I'm loving it. Okay, what do you think, Sam? I'd like your opinion. Should I do green, yellow? What do you think? Red?
Red.
Or purple?
Sure, red.
Red? Okay. I'm going to go with Sammy's suggestion. I'm going to dip into my red. And I'm going to do the last third of my paper over here. Red. Oh, that was a good choice, Sam. Like that. And your thirds don't have to be like perfectly even, right? You can kind of do it how, you know, this is your artistic expression. If you want one of your colors to be more than a third and another one to be less than a third, you make that call. All right. So I am done. My art piece is done. Here it is in full view for you guys to see. Sammy is just about done. Here, I'm going to move that for you, honey. And I'm going to show him yours when you're done too. Okay, so when you're done, you're going to take your art piece and you're going to go put it somewhere in your home that's safe for it to dry, where no siblings, no animals can possibly get to it and ruin it. Make sure it's in a safe place. Make sure it dries completely. Make sure your name is on the back, and save it and paperclip it to any finished artwork you have that you need to turn in at the next material drop-off, okay? So another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about before we wrap it up and clean up is if you have any finished artwork at home and you do want a portfolio this school year, you need to start turning it in to school at the material pickup date. In February. I have a ton, and I've already gone through the entire class, and I've checked off everybody who has completed each one, and I've already mounted, this is for Maestra Mart's class, I've already mounted all of your work, so it's ready to go for your portfolio. If you hand this in to me in April or May, that's not enough time for me to create a portfolio for you. So you have to make a choice, and you have to bring your artwork to school. Leave it there so it dries and it doesn't spill. The colors don't spill. Would you like me to show everybody?
Sure.
Okay.
This video only took like 20 minutes.
Yeah, this was a short one. Okay, Sammy, beautiful. This is Sammy's work right here.
Yeah.
He finished, and his is uniquely different than mine, and I can't wait to see how yours turn out. The last thing I want to talk to you about is your watercolors. So look at Sammy's watercolors. He's going to need to clean those up. So what Sammy is going to do is he's going to carefully clean that up so that it looks like this. okay? It's going to be neat and dry, and the colors are going to not run together. Like that yellow right there, that's gonna need to be cleaned out with a tissue, okay? So Sammy and I are gonna work on that. You need to put all of your art supplies back where you keep them at home. Your crayons need to go away, your watercolors. We'll come back to watercolors later. Save your watercolors. You are responsible for cleaning up your workstation, not the adults in your home. You are responsible for doing all this. So clean it all up. Wipe up the area where you worked if you have any paint that got on the table or countertop, and then you are finished.
Cleaned it.
So, looking forward to seeing how your artwork turned out, and I really enjoyed this lesson with you, and we will see you for the next lesson.
Bye.
Bye.